Welcome back to another episode on the Coin King channel. This is my second time today. I don't usually do times like this, but but I did say when I was streaming this morning that I probably would come back um, once price action started to move a bit. Um, and we're starting to push. We're starting to push in here. So we've gotten past that VWAP right there. I got my entry. I said I was going to take a long if we got down here and things looked right to me. And that's exactly what I did. I entered that long position right there, right there. Paste that in here. I took my long position as I expressed from right here. I mentioned to you earlier that I did take the long in here, got stopped out right here. I took a trashy entry right here. And when I got stopped out on that, I'd let you know I wouldn't consider entering again until we did something like this right here. So once that happened, there, I did get into the long position. And now we're starting to push up in here. Been pretty choppy through here. Pretty choppy through here, but momentum is suggesting upwards in here. I moved this here. Earlier, I had it like this, where the VWAP was going straight through the 786 in here. I just decided to move that up. Not because I'm leaning on this at all, but I'm pretty sure that some sort of a reaction would take place in here. Right now, I don't see a reason to want to short like an SFP. I don't see that happening right here. So I just wanted to come on for that as well. I don't see the SFP being a thing, not what I'm looking at. I do have a Jack and the Beanstalk on my indicator, my QTD indicator. Did do a Jack and the Beanstalk, which usually indicates a really nice move in here. It actually put it underneath this this little correction right here. Let's see. So you can see how choppy we've been through here. Starting to show that we're a bit extended in here. Again, right here to the upside right here. We got about 50% into that gap that we have on CME here. So about 50, actually we got above that 50%. Okay, so we just hit this VWAP right here off of the CME. As we're starting to fill in more and more of this gap, I'm going to drag this part right here up every time we do start to fill it in a little bit more. So just a little bit more of this gap to go in here. And that was coming up here. Let's see, you got the golden pocket here and then 786 there. Full fill of this gap, probably 786. But we are seeing some sort of a reaction right here. I'm seeing me from the from that VWAP there. VWAP momentum still looks clean through here. So again, for me personally, I can't say that we're going to do it, but for me personally, like I said, when I put in the tweet and I said, hey, we hit both this VWAP up here, got that, that 786, and we hit down here, which is where I enter my long at. Taking the liquidity, even though it's a hot mess, I'm gonna tell you the charts are really a hot mess. So bullish signal here on the 15-minute time frame. You can see we lit up like a pine tree over here. Like it was a pine tree over here. We just flipped red on that 1 minute, but just all green across the board over here once again with the nice little push up in here. This RSI over here has stayed strong, unlike the 15-minute time frame. The RSI on the 1 hour has stayed strong. We are starting to see a little flip in here as well. So that's pretty decent here on the 1 hour time frame, which was my biggest concern today. This 1 hour time frame has been my biggest concern today. But what the RSI, well, not the RSI, but what the 1 hour has done is kind of put itself inside of a pocket where it's just holding and grinding slowly up into the right. So it's still a challenge. It's still a challenge through here. It is still a challenge through here. So we'll see what happens right about in here. MACD just crossed. It just not there here. It just, you can see we're just, MACD is starting to cross above that delta, which is what we like to see. Doesn't mean it can't fail. But right now they both are in that same direction. They're both pending up, which is nice to see. But if Delta does turn down, you'll start to see. I mean, MACD can still continue to push up, but this is what we like to see right here on the MACD. For sure, that's what we like to see. So we probably got all kinds of little green dotty dots. Yeah, you can see we just starting to flip. So you see how we went from the red to the gray. So part of the criteria was being met when we flipped gray, and now all of it is starting to show up in here. We got like 39 minutes left in here on that though, on this 1 hour time frame. But we are starting to flip green there on the 1 hour time frame, and push over here to um the 4 hour will remain green. And we know that 4 hours remain in green because we haven't had any sort of flip situation in here. And the RSI, I'm not the RSI, but the MACD, like I said, when it's like this, it tends to indicate a correction. So you can still get a swing up. At some point, it is going to fail. It could come in anywhere in here. It honestly can. In the same move that we saw earlier, we got the bullish divergence here off of the 4 hours. So this is still going. Thank goodness we are still, continue to hold our ascending demand line right here, momentum line, demand line, trend line in here, and swoop. See how we did that swoop right here? That swoop right there, just like we did over here. We did that swoop right there. So for me, again, I think that we can do this right here. It's very challenging. It's very, very, very challenging. If I just stick to looking at um if I stick to looking at the weekly, I might make it. I might make it if I stick looking to the weekly, but it's gonna be very challenging in here. Let's see, we're coming back down below that pivot right there that we got, which is okay. It still looks okay. For the most part, it still looks okay. We'll see what else was in here. Yeah, but still looking okay. But like I said, if we can get in here, I would reopen a new short position. If we can just take that mother bar liquidity. That's all I keep thinking about, just taking that mother bar liquidity. If we can just take that, we should have like a bear div through here, possibly through here as well. And short this thing, man. Short this thing, which I'm already in a short off of this candle right here. But short this thing, if we could just do that. So looking okay there, still remaining to look okay there. Trying to get it. Trying to get it. Can we get it? Can we get it? Can we get it? But we have completely engulfed this candle over here. We have completely engulfed this prior candle here from the weekend. It's Monday. It's Monday. So bear that in mind as well. And we're still facing all of the resistance through here. All the resistance through here. This mother bar candle is what I'm looking at. And price taking that liquidity right here above this line. Right here. And then, like I said, then and only then will I change my bias. Then and only then. We still have this weekly squeeze happening in here too. Still have this weekly squeeze. All right, that's just a monthly time frame right there. Okay, so we got the little rejection right there, a little quick rejection right there, which is cool. Cool. I'm gonna take this away for a sec. I'm gonna hide this for a sec too. I'm gonna hide this VWAP. All right, so put on this QTD. So this is known as a jack and a beanstalk for my indicator right here for the QTD. And usually when this right here pivots in like this, and then this pops up like that, it's like sprouting, a money tree. That's how I look at it. That tends to be a bullish signal right there. The one on the 1 hour time frame is rising up, which is a bit more bearish on the 1 hour time frame. I still think that we could hold, so I'm going to continue to hold this long position right here. On the trickle down, probably we would want to stay in this pocket. About We'll see how fast we come down off of that liquidity grab right there. We'll see how fast we come down, but we did come above that previous day high, which is a big deal. That is a big deal. Getting above that previous day high was a big deal. And if you're bearish, the last thing you want to see is price action trading above the prior day high if you're bearish. It's about 75, 820 or something like that. If we were to stay inside of this the Bollinger pocket. But if we lose that, momentum still is trying to creep up. So I'm not too concerned in here at all. Turn that R-mean back on. I'll turn that back on right there. I am peaking that SFP right here too, off of that momentum. Sometimes that does, if I'm seeing let's just say we was putting in bullish divergence. In this case, we're putting in bear deals, right? So we were putting in bear deals the entire time we was getting this push through here. You see us not coming up, not coming up, not coming up, not coming up, and then finally it invalidates the bear deals, and then you can see a reversal like that. That would be like over here when I took this long over here that I had took right here. You can see how we was putting in bullish divergence, bullish divergence, bullish divergence through here, but it was never playing out because we had the bear deals in the process too, so it would never play out. And then finally we invalidated the bearish divergence when this happened. And so a lot of times that can indicate like a reversal point. That's exactly what we just did right here. So, but it's nice to know that we did invalidate the bearish divergence that we were putting in through this chop right here. This chop right here. And you're also going to notice how we're staying in relative strength by staying above the mean. Staying above the mean right through here. At least until then. I was looking at it from here, not there, but right here, because here with iShares, it was showing that we were overextended to the downside in here a bit. Or I mean, that's how I keep trying to look at this indicator. I got to tell myself to stop doing that, stop doing that, stop doing that. But that's how I be reading it. So I be reading it like if it's red down here, we don't came down too far, we going up. If it's green over here, we don't came up too far, I'm looking for us to come down. That's just how I be reading it, and it be making sense when I look at it. So I'm not supposed to do it like that. I gotta continue to work on myself when doing that. But you already know I'm just not agreeing. I'm just not agreeing with us having this big freaking gap that we had over here. Like it wasn't a regular gap. It wasn't any sort of a regular gap. And the way we came down over the weekend, it's just something wrong with it. like expected, but still something is just a little bit off for it. Let's see what we got right here. We were talking about this rising formation through here earlier. I mean, the market doesn't have to fill in the whole gap. We can come back for it later. That was, I mean, that was just a huge gap. So it just made sense that we would come back into it a lot more than what we were doing. You see that gap? It's a 3%, 3.60% gap right there. And we're just sideways. Honestly, we're just sideways. Look at the 4-hour time frame. We're just sideways. And that sideways price action suggests that sideways price action suggests that actually I'll just do it from here. It suggests that we can come back into here because we're just sideways. Volatility expansion can be anywhere through here. As it reads, it can be anywhere up through here. Up into this candle right here and down into this candle right here. That's our volatility range right in here. So yeah. I'm so happy price action had dropped back down here because I was like, ugh, I could not enter again. Crazy thing is when I was looking at I support a lot of different channels. I was looking at this face. I actually took the same loan right in here that I did, the one that I got stopped out of, but he used so much money though. Like he held through all of this right here. I didn't. When I got stopped out, I said I don't go back in unless I can get this right here. And it just looked like we could get it despite all of the momentum from the moving averages still holding formation. Let's see. Oh, see. We flattened out. We flattened out when we got that candle right there, but we still look nice in here. I probably should take some profit out of that long. I haven't taken any yet. As it is starting to look a little crazy. Starting to look a little crazy. Oh boy. Oh yeah, and on the weekly, on that weekly time frame, right here too, you can see how we did finally break up above here. That's usually when I'm looking for it to fail. I probably won't see that failure this week. Not, yeah, I probably won't see that failure today, even if we do cool off. Because for me, it has to do like that. It has to do like that. It's hard to get that when we're in the same week. It's really, really hard to get it when you're in the same week. Like if we were just ending this week and opening up a new week, then it could happen where it shows us breaking up and then pushing back down below here. But I do use this right here as a reversal point. I do use it as that. Um, but I'm still waiting on this to get tapped. This. And the reason why I'm keeping this VWAP in here too is because VWAP is flat. When VWAP is flat, you tend to reject that, one of these bands. But I'm watching the two. I'm watching the band two. Is what I will be watching for. And this is just a VWAP from the top. Like I said, I don't use the top for VWAPs often. But it made sense this morning to go with it. Yep, still looking good. So still looking good. Trend strength, great on the 1 hour. Like I said, may have faded a little bit here on the 1 hour. I mean, on the 15-minute time frame, but you can see bull still in control over here. Bull still very much in control. Yep. Let's see right here on this 1 hour. Right here on this 1 hour, and take that away. You look at this right here. You can see this right here is rising away from price action. This white line isn't turning down though. This tends to indicate some sort of bearish pressure when it turns up like that. But I've seen it many of times so far where it still requires this right here to turn down. The white line is still straight in the air. Because bears can just be trying to push the price down and completely fail. Completely fail. And that could be what's happening. If they're trying to push it down, but they're failing right now. And this is probably what, 50? It's probably what, 50? I know earlier this morning we were hitting the 382. No, we've pushed past the 50. I don't see a reason why we don't at least come into this golden pocket or something like that. I don't see a reason why we don't do those. I am going to take some profit out if we get into there. Otherwise, I'm going to hold. I'm holding. I really want all my greed. But I'm asking a lot to get up here. But very doable from the higher time frame, which is why I haven't changed my feelings on the market just yet. Not yet. But got every reason to be very cautious through here. Let's see. Uh-oh. See if we can't flag out right here. Or, I mean, can decide to nuke on my behind. We'll see if we can't just flag out through here. Let's go, Biddy. Let's go, Biddy, Biddy, Biddy. Anyway, oil didn't do anything. It's still rejecting off of that 87.59 right now. So that's what we got over here on oil. It's still rejecting around this 87.59 right here. Like I said, it looks very controlled through here. Like on this pizza right here, it looks very, very, very controlled. So that's that. Oh, don't go that way. What was I looking at over here? That's a new chart that I'm watching over here. SPY, same zone. If I zoom out, let's see. Let me do a 30-minute. Let's see. It looks corrective, especially from that 4-hour time frame. It doesn't look like anything I would concern myself with. You get your little pullback, and I think you continue. Just, but it looks corrective. That looks corrective. It's just not doing a whole lot right now. It's not giving a whole lot. I don't know. That little move is nothing for me, but I'm just gonna put in bull dibs over here. So this is still just holding, I guess, since gold oil is not dropping too harshly or anything. Haven't heard much from Trump here lately either. So I guess it's not that serious at the moment. I didn't talk about what we have coming on this week. We will have core retail tomorrow. It's supposed to be high impact. And then we have Fed Chairman Warsh testifying at 10 a.m. tomorrow. That's supposed to be a big impact for the market. Tomorrow can be everything different. Today, false move Monday. But we also had, like I said, the weekend. It's kind of looked a little weird through here with the way we moved down. Not the fact that we moved down, just the way we moved down. Just kind of looked a little weird. And how we left behind that humongous gap. Let's go, Bitcoin. Let's go. Yay, 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 yay. Nice push. Nice push, Bitcoin. Nice push. Nice push. Nice push. Got me ready to take my little capital now. Woo-wee. Let's go. I don't really need this right now. I'll bring it back though. Yeah, the resistance through here is it's a challenge. It's challenging. We did good when we got above it over here. And you saw how choppy we were just getting above it over here. So we know we got mad resistance to fight. Mad resistance. Mm. You know what I haven't looked at is gold and silver and copper and platinum. I wonder how that's doing. See how USDT dominance is doing while I'm right here. Drop it low. Oh boy. I thought at least when I came on, like, we get a little bit more excited in here, a little bit more excitement in here on this little, you know, the Bitcoin price action. As soon as I get on here, it wants to slow down on me. I was like, okay, yeah, we moving, we moving, we moving. Right, let me jump in here. Back, let me stand up. Let me lift my desk up. Stretch a little bit. For this choppiness. Come on, Bitcoin. Oh yeah, since we invalidated the bear divs through here, I need to move this. We're above this point over here right now. Prepare to take partial profits in here. I do need to scratch something off. Lord knows I want more. Could close out the whole thing. Be nice if that 1 hour, I can tell that 1 hour though, it really ain't gonna be able to do too much more unless it chops sideways, even though it just flipped green. Still worries me a little bit. Let's see. so you can tell what's happening. And we're above previous day high. So that thing looks good. We need a run on this. Like I said, right now on the 15-minute, like we're just staying inside the pocket right here. We're standing between standard deviation 2 and 1 right now, which is pretty strong. It's a strong move when you can do that. How long that'll go for? It's anybody's guess on that. Usually, though, when you lose one, you're more likely to come down into the 20 right here. Be looking for somewhere around here to hold. Since we had such a hard time coming above this resistance point, I would look for us to hold it as support. Cannot guarantee that, but that is what I would be watching for. Don't look like anything major. Yeah, let's see. Move this. Let's set this right here. I think that's correct. Yeah, let's set it right there. And other occasions, I probably would have been looking right here. See how we had that momentum line pop out right there? If we had any sort of strength pushing up through here, we wouldn't violate that. If it was about just doing a run on the liquidity above here from the weekend, then sure, you know, check on that gap again as we're starting to feel this in more and more. We got that much left, so surprisingly, I haven't heard anybody really talk about the gap. Um, a lot of channels are not really don't like talking about the CME gap. But I don't know how you can ignore that big old gap. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be foolish of me to not take some profit right here. So I am gonna take some profit right there. All right, I got that set up to TP right here at the golden pocket right here. First tap. First tap will take me out half of my position. And then I'll leave the rest, see if I can't scrape more out of it. If I start to see us roll or something like that, then I'll close out the rest of it. Just lock in the rest of the profit. But right now it looks pretty good to me. Right now it looks pretty good to me. 1 hour is going to start to put in some exhaustion though. So on that pull back down through here on the 1 hour time frame. Unless we just break out on that 1 hour. When I say break out, I mean break above QTD. That's what I'm referring to. Which right now is stalling out right before you get to this golden pocket right here. It's stalling out right before you get here to this golden pocket. It's like right here. It flatline right there. You really want to trade above it because it can reject. You see, like rejection, a little bit of rejection right there, but it might front run me. We flip above it and start trading outside of it. You know, that's when you get your really nice moves really nice moves. You get above it, like right here, get above it. Come on, Bitcoin. Uh-oh. Put that back. $6,580. Make sure that was the same. Now, the numbers are not the same for some reason. Got magnet on. Yeah, for some reason the number is not the same. I don't know why. You see that? That's 56,580. It's on that. It's on this. Oh, there it is. I see the problem. My bad. My bad. I wasn't quite on that low right there. It's on there now. So the numbers look the same now. All right. Just a psychological level as far as I can tell right now. So I would expect some sort of a reaction through here unless we just break out. I would expect some sort of a reaction in here. Again, I'm not looking to short anywhere in here. I'm only looking to short if we take the mother bar high. I already have a short open from up here. So only if we take out my short am I going to be looking for another short, or if I see some other sign from a higher time frame that suggests so. Right now, the higher time frame isn't telling me to do anything. It's not telling me to short, so therefore, I'm not going to open a new one. Oh, Bitcoin. Just let me be great. Please let me be great. This is catching up to price action right now. So, I mean, dang. Maybe I should do this like this. The a little different, but I mean, I got that momentum line right there. Well, I guess 1 hour gonna let me get there. Um, not right away. So the 1 hour, according to Binance chart, we need to maintain above 75,484, 75,484. Because if we're not maintaining above hold on, I'm sorry, 75,567. My bad. 75,567 is what the 1 hour, according to the this Binance tether chart, that's what it suggests that price action has to maintain above. If we're not maintaining above that, then we could start to trickle back down. And um, yeah, 75,567. 75,567. Looks like it might be somewhere around this little wick right here. Oh, I'm sorry. Leho, Leho. 77 could get bumped. Yeah, it's already bumpy. I'm hoping that we can push through. I know we got so much resistance right in here. So much resistance. And I know we don't have to fill in this whole gap, but it just makes sense to me that I don't know, it just makes sense to me that we take out that mother bar. It just makes sense to me. Probably if we're not doing it today, then I don't know how likely we're going to be to get her done later. BTC usually only makes one moves day, two usually on Mondays or Friday. Yeah. Oh yeah, right. Asia session. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. This is Asia session too. Yeah, because we're in Asia session. So yeah, it probably started right on time for this push up too. I'm surprised I don't have the sessions in here. I usually have the sessions on. Um, that's exactly correct. It is weird that I don't have it over here because I'm usually looking for price action to see what volume looks like. Pretty good volume there. Pretty good volume. Um, I probably got a bunch of stuff over here that I don't need. Be fine. Asia range kill zones. Yeah, we're just getting started. New York to 4 p.m. Asia is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Uh, okay. New York to 4. I hope they. I hope. I didn't get my TP hit, so I mean, I could have taken something out of that, but if I was only going to take half out anyway, and then try to leave a runner, I can still just close out at half. If for some reason something goes wrong in here, which I'm not looking for anything to go wrong, but 1 hour is a bit extended right now. It could again range sideways. That's all this 4 hour has done. It's just chop sideways over here, um, holding this range across here, bullish control zone in here. So we could do that same thing on the 1 hour time frame. So far, everything would just still be corrective, whatever happens in here. What are the chances? And try to keep my bias to the higher time frame. Trying to. Again, 75, 567 is what we have to hold on to by the standards of the 1 hour time frame. Let's sink a line in here. Let's see what that is. Actually, I'll put a put a money line on it. 75,567. Let me unsync it. Let me see what that is. Yeah, that was basically it. Yeah, that was it. It's just right here. Let's put a note on this. I'm gonna slide this out of the way for now. I can that was when we rejected it at 382, right? So that was when we rejected it at 382 yesterday. Mm. 4, 5. I don't even try to count it if I can't really. I can see this right here though, but aside from that, I don't even try to count if I can't tell. I can't tell what we're doing over here, so I won't even make no attempts on that. But I can see this making sense. I just can't tell what that is. I still say we're gonna get up there and take that mother bar. Hmm. Don't flip on me. Do not flip on me and say don't. We're going higher. Stick with me, okay? Stick with me. Theoretically, it could, but uh uh we're going higher. I'm gonna get my half size field right here. The weekly is gonna continue up, and we're gonna take this out. We're gonna take out this top. We're gonna do it. All I know, this can be a whole A wave, a whole A. We're in the middle of B. Can we get her running flat? Can we get her running flat? take that out and then fall. That's asking a lot, though. I know that is asking a lot. We got 4 hours. Hopefully, we can have a bullish outside bar on that daily time frame. So far, that's what it is. At least um until we get that candle closure. And we just look like we can make it. Like this. This looks really nice right here. This looks really nice. It looks very doable from this time frame right here. It looks very doable. And then it looks very doable. It looks very doable from here as well. It looks very doable that we can take this liquidity right here and reject. And we're hitting that daily. We're hitting the daily right now. This daily level right here. Prior resistance right in here. The daily. Which if you're actually on the daily, you can see it right here. So that's that daily level of resistance out of that low right there. Giving us all this trouble, all this struggle. It can be done. I believe it can be done. We got this. We got this. Got it. It don't look like it over here, but it looks like it on the higher time frame. He said rejected. Oh, wrong one. I mean, it's a bit extended, no doubt about that. It is a bit extended, but I'm still hopeful. I know hope is not a trading strategy. It's definitely not a trading strategy. But we have closed above that previous. Well, actually, not from a daily standpoint. We have not. But yeah. I said volatility. Volatility. See right here. See volatility right here with this Bollinger. This is our low for volatility, right where we bounce from. This is our high for volatility. And this is rather flat. I love when it's flat because flat is nicer to look for a break and rejection to take a short when it's flat like that. So coming through it like this right here, up above that right there. Sorry for all the squigglies. I'm really trying to get to this mother bar right here. That looks like a lot on this time frame. It looks like a lot, and that was so messy. That was everywhere. But that means we can push through this. We can push up into it and break out above it, take this, and it'd be a nice short. I just really want to take that high right there. And then we can do whatever we want to do down through here. This equal low liquidity right here. We can drop and take that. We can bounce back up and continue down probably. I mean, at that point, I really won't care too much about what we do. But to me, I can't get bearish until we do it. And I guess if we weren't flipping bearish, then I mean, ugh, I don't see us not flipping bearish after that. But there's 4 hours that we can push through here and eat at this. And look for a rejection. Or look for price action start to consolidate. And then once price action starts to consolidate, then we'll start looking for some sort of a squeeze or something behind that. We're still riding this wave. Now, if this was to be a failed order block, then we would be looking for 50% of that to get tapped into and then reject off of that. So let me see what that looked like with the Bollinger. Let me take that away again. Yeah, so that would be, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. For order block tap and rejection. About 50% into it. But I'm betting on this. Then that weekly. Again, I know we're struggling here. This weekly requires us to push into 20 SMA. I can just use this to see that. Well, we had already tapped it before, but we would have to close above this. For this squeeze we got right here. We 6 days out from something like that, so. See how it doesn't tell you how high you're gonna go. It just, in order to, um, that squeeze ended right there back here in 2022. We had the squeeze coming down through here. We had to close above the 20 SMA. Then after that, it can reject, and it still tends to end up going back in that direction. But we close above this. Just too many days out for it. I don't think we did it any other time, not on this chart. Let's see. Yeah, that went on forever. Like to the upside, I don't even pay no attention. This was again the last time we was at our lows. We was at our lows for Bitcoin. We had a squeeze. This is 2015. We had that squeeze, and see, you got at 20 SMA. We're gonna take that mother bar liquidity. We taking that. We taking it. I'm not trying to sound cocky about it. I'm putting faith into that. And that's not a trading strategy either. Yeah, it was just those three. Just those three. I don't even try it to the upside because it'll go on forever in the red. But at the lows, mm-mm. We're gonna get that close. So it's one time there, one time here, one time here. 2015, 2019, 2021, 22, 2022, 2022. Now 2026, baby. Let's get it. was right there at it. It's up at 76,962. But we're gonna take that. Oh, I have to put that back on. My bad. It always wants to pause when I get in here, though. Always wants to pause. We held that standard one. Come on, Bitcoin. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. Hmm. Look like a little mini head and shoulder right there, though. And still, I mean, market moves up and down, so up and down can be a nothing burger, just a little correction in here, and then continue. Uh, could be, as long as we're not below here. Just stalling out now. Let me try a different moving average. Let me see. Let me try a different one. I'll put on the most noisy one that I have. It's gonna be right here. Yep. Looks very, ugh. EMAs again. What did that look like? That look fine. SMA. SMAs look fine. Yeah, it's coming to an end, but and my TP gets hit first for a little correction. Then we have to see if we hold. I think my TP gets hit first. And then it could probably be a short, because remember earlier we were looking at the VWAP right here, and I set that short right in here. I told you I wasn't interested in that because I think that we would go higher. And so, oh no, it wasn't meant to be activated, but it was because of the VWAP rejection in the 786. But this time, maybe right here for an SFP. And this doesn't even have to be that high. Actually, I'm gonna leave it at a 50. Risk reward. Hold on. It hasn't happened yet. So just saying that, you know, if my TP gets hit right here, it would break through it just a little bit, possibly, if it gets hit. Every time I do this, we don't hit it. But then it'd be okay to look for an SFP off of this high right here. Since we are losing momentum in here, a push up would be a nice rejection. If I'm saying we don't do anything more than that, though, we'll have to bring this in. Where's it sitting at right now? It's low. I still wouldn't change that. It's a 2-to-1. It ain't the cutest. If I can get my TP hit. If not, then we're about to break down from that. And like I said, we'll have to hold right here. Just got to hold right there. Yeah, we're breaking below that standard one now. It's cool. Let's see this little head and shoulder, whatever that is. 15-minute switch lights turned off on us on the 15-minute. Put on 7. A little mini head and shoulder. This still looks good though. A little mini head and shoulder though. If we don't look like we're gonna hold, I'll close out my whole position. Mm. As we'll see. It's about what I was looking at earlier. Mm, not really, because I was looking down here. And I see it. We'll watch it from here for now. These 5-minute chart. I don't be one to go on the lower time frames because the noise can throw you off. All right, we'll start to squeeze on the 4-hour. Uh-oh. So that means our volatility range decreased a little bit over there on the 4-hour time frame. I mean, let's see. I mean, traditional market is just closed, so I guess that matters too. About 4:30 anyway. It's 4:05 right now. Ay, 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 ay. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. 4 hours tired. Maybe. Right. So It wouldn't hurt to take a little short right there. I don't want to take another short from right in here. I could hedge on this other account that I'm taking this long from. Hmm. No doubt that this is straight up BS right here. That's total garbage. Well, it's fine right here. It's, boy, boy, boy. I'm running out of time though. I am running out of time. Come on, pine tree. Pine tree. Come on, pine tree. Beautiful pine tree. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Just trying to see what that was. Okay. Same thing. Oh, come on, Bitcoin. Everything is saying go. Go, 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 go. It's crazy that we're all lit up over there and we can't even get the push. Come on. Momentum is oof. Come on, momentum. Let's go. I mean, right now, that's really about all I'm looking for until, I can see better that I can get up there to that mother bar high. Right now, it's all about this right here. And can it just get to that? And then from there, I think I will open up a hedge position in here. Let me see. I will open up a hedge in here. Maybe we take out that right there. That'll be cool. This or tap somewhere around about that little high right there. So if I did something like that, if we did something like that, I'd be game. Uh, tight stop loss. Waiting on the reaction, of course. And then it's a better risk to reward to say that. And if that doesn't hold, then I don't think I'm wrong though. But it's not about being right and wrong, right? And just ride the wave. Ride the wave if we can get this right here. Sometimes I will set it a little bit too far up. Um, sometimes I will. can just be something more like that. 3-1. 3-1 on that. I'm not going to enter instantly. Once it taps into it, then anywhere in here is good. With that decreased volatility on that 4-hour. It didn't change a whole lot, but it would be like that 50% of that order block. 50% of that order block, it would still be that. So it would be something like this right here, the 786. But right now, it's very hard to just get to this golden pocket. It's because of that daily level that we're tapping into. Some good resistance. Come on, Bitcoin. And then I'm gonna go because it's just completely slowed down. So I thought it was gonna be a little bit more active. As soon as I get in here, it just dies down. Nice, 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 nice. That's what I'm talking about. Nice, nice, nice. Making me beg for it. Jeez, I had to beg for this little move. You almost there, Bitcoin. You're almost there. Tap me in. Tap me in, please. I might just need to take it. Let's go ahead and take it. Stop trying to be so dang on greedy. All right. All right, I took partials on that. Promise I'm not trying to be greedy. But because it doesn't always go there, doesn't always get to it. That was the partial profit. Locked in, close. locked in on that. The rest of it is left open. The rest of it is open. Again, it was from the long I was looking for this morning with you guys right here. It's right here. Got in. Now, we're treading on thin water on this 15 and the 1 hour right now. I'm just gonna say it just for the sake of saying it though. If the 1 hour flips this though, the 1 hour flips this, just look for the 786 to get tapped. The lower time frames don't look like they can do much, but the higher time frame says it can do a lot of stuff. So I'm really mindful about where I take my short from. It's gonna have to make sense in here. That was that SFP right there. But this looks good through here. And like I said, it can retrace back into here and still hold and continue higher. So I probably won't. I don't want to start giving back money by trying to take a short in here when it's a lot of stuff that it's a lot of stuff that says don't short. But it's rough right here. It's rough right here. I can tell you that much. It's rough. Let me check the liquidation heat map. Let me at least look at that. Where you at, coin glass? Seven, 6, 9. 7, 6, 9. See, 'll be hitting these lows in here. It's just past 48. Let me look at 3-day. Not a whole lot. 786. See this with all due respect. This up here. That's 1 week. 2. I don't want to do it now. I'm on the plane. Yeah. It's a harsh rejection right there. A harsh little rejection right there. Yeah. Well, I got filled on half my position size, so I'm cool with that. I'm gonna call it. Again, right now, the 1 hour suggests that we would have to hold above that 75.567. I don't see a reason that it looks like it will probably change. I don't see anything in here that suggests that. And that if it did flip above here, if it flipped this golden pocket, then obviously, 786 would be something to look at. But very strong resistance area through here. So the rejections are just going to be there with the strong resistance through here, plus the pending exhaustion. The volatility, again, momentum through here looks pretty decent, but volatility is rising ever so slightly on this 15-minute time frame. So right here, you can see the volatility still rising in here. It's still going up. You see that even with that candle that just opened, volatility is continuing to push higher and not really turning in. It's not really rolling over in here. So we did that right here, but came right back up above it. That's it. Volatility still rising right here. On the 4-hour, it did taper off. So you can see how it turned down on the 4-hour. It turned in on the 4-hour. But on the 15, it's still just kind of slightly rising up. Gave me that hope that I could get filled on that take profit. That's it. Maybe about 50% into this candle, possibly. Yeah, that makes sense if you're looking for, let's see. I'm a little scared to take the short from the center. In all honesty, I'm a little scared to take a short right now. At least another short. I'm a little scared of taking another short. All right. Might be getting some follow through. It's the first time that popped up. We'll see. Mm. It's not going to make sense. Doesn't make sense. I can see somebody drawing this out. I don't know if I subscribe to it. Let's see what it does. This was the original before I went on vacation. If it's a zigzag, then again, like I said, that 5 count right here, A, B. If it's a zigzag, then yeah, I would be looking for it to roll over right there.
What?
I would be looking for it to roll over right there. If it's a zigzag, uh,
What do you know?
I'm just leaning on the oh, yeah, this was the original. So I think right here we ended up holding what, a 382 instead of coming down to no, we held the 50. Ended up holding the 382, did we not? I don't have the magnet on either. Yeah, we held the 382 on the original idea. So we're just in the ABC correction. I suppose I wouldn't even know how to consider this. I don't know. Maybe this is all wrong. I don't know. It made sense at the time. At the time, it made sense. It still worked out. If it didn't, it doesn't look right. This is more than likely an ABC correction. I still subscribe to running flat, but if it's a zigzag, this is too much. It would be too much to come to do any of this stuff in here that I mentioned when I did the post saying we had to hold right here. We didn't have to, but ideally, we hold that. Let's just see again what that would look like. It's about on point too. One is right there at that value area high. At best, maybe we can flag out or something like that. At best, maybe we could do something. something like that instead. I don't know. All right, guys, I'm trying. I'm trying. I just don't see anything other than taking out that. But I'm trying to not be. I'm trying. It just don't make sense. I think we're done if we lose here. I think we're done if we come back down. I think we're done. I think we're done if we do that. So I was trying to find something, some reasoning to not be bullishly looking for price to come up there. But I can't find one personally. I just can't find one. So that's gonna be it. Again, oil continuing to reject on the 87.59. I guess no new information came out or whatever. In this range. Spot ended up doing what? Nothing, just holding. Just holding. Still looking good. I think the rest of them were looking good too. Yeah, I mean, with the exception of the Dirty Dow. I don't know. Looking at Lockheed LMT, got an idea in my head that, if it comes down into here, I might want to buy it. It's pretty pricey, I suppose. But right here looks like it could be a good buy for it. There's another one that I was looking at in here too that I thought, let me make sure I'm going right there. It was a pretty good chart. I posted on it, but it's DT, Dynatrace. I was saying even from here, I think that it's a good, it could be still a good entry even from right in here. If I had my way, I would get the pullback and take the entry on it. I haven't bought it yet. I like it. I was looking at it on I think I was over here looking at it on the monthly. Let me turn off that VWAP. Wrong thing. Let's see. I was admiring it from this monthly right here. And if it pushed back into here, I would buy it. My stop would be for this low right here. But I think it's a pretty decent looking chart. Couldn't really find a whole lot that I like, but I actually like this Dynatrace right here. If I broke it off into, I think I set it up for zones too. Those are just weekly. But just like this, TP right here, around 43, and then something right in here, around 49. I'll be looking forward to push back into here. 55.21, something like that. It looks like a pretty decent chart. It's looking at yeah, a little bad right there though. It wasn't 3 months. It must have been 2 week. Was it 2 week? Yeah, 2 week. I was looking at 2 week time frame on it. Stalled out right here. So that's why I said if it were to come back down, I would buy some. I think it's a good looking chart. Even from where it is. The 2 week chart was really the only chart I could find that I fancied. Like I said, resistance, support. Yeah. Anyway, I liked it enough to consider buying it. I don't think that there was anything. I was looking at Adobe too. Uh, let's see, did I find anything on Adobe that? Yeah, I did. I was looking at this monthly time frame right here. Uh, for Adobe, Adobe sold off pretty bad. No shift in momentum in here just yet. Nothing like that. But this has been this could be a floor right here. What is that? I'm sorry, I'm just being a little extra with this because I prefer it drop below it and then curve back up above it. How it did through here. It had a common area in here that it was commonplace to take a long from right here every time. That one time right there, where that's what I want to see it do right here. So I'm waiting on it, but I think Adobe could be a good buy. So if it gives me that check mark where it drops below here and comes back up, I'm gonna get in on Adobe. I mean, it may decide it wants to do it sooner than that. I don't know. I'd rather wait on some sort of confirmation on it, but it's not a bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. That is I mean, I do want to see. I don't want to see this continuing to fall over like that. Delta is trying to come up some. Something else I looked at on this. What was it? Did I mark anything out? I didn't. I didn't put any notations on it for some reason when I looked at it yesterday. I just didn't do anything with it other than look at what the momentum was like on it. But I can go in and mark out the levels on it. Though I mean, it's fallen quite a bit. I mean, it doesn't mean it has to reverse just because it has fallen quite a bit, but it has fallen quite a bit. So to move back up, at least actually, I don't want to use that. I don't want to use that. I think this was still rolling over, so I couldn't use that. That was still rolling over. Yes, yeah, you can see how it's staying in the pocket right here. I want to see it, flip back above here or something. Stop still rolling over, like it's still rolling over. Once I can catch something that states that, I mean, this isn't bad. This isn't bad. I would have did, let's see, off of a whim. I would have did it like that. I'm just gonna, actually, I'll stick with this one. since that's to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Perfect. That's how I would have did it too. Exactly how I would have did it if if I'd seen it before now. To take a long off of it, but oh no, it ain't no shabby chart. It's Adobe, and not a lot of people are using it as much anymore, I suppose, something like that. But it's Adobe. It's Adobe. Let me see. Change that. Let's see how far in that is. I think I did look at that right here. I mean, it's not off of that too much. That's 226. I mean, it's 20 something dollars off. That's a lot for me. That's a lot for me. It's a lot off. Um, Let me check something else on Adobe. Actually, let me set this back. Because I was thinking that maybe, I don't really see anything down here. I could find something to the left though. I can most certainly find something to the left. Delete that stuff. That's how I would have looked at it. Been like, yeah, get long right there. 3 month. Usually don't see that. It's undervalued. It's definitely undervalued. Knowing me, I would have been looking for it to hold right here. I would have probably been in line with that. Adobe's really old. I can probably go further. See 6 month. Just tapping the top. 6. Yeah, it did way too much. I don't know. I like it. I'm just talking because Bitcoin ain't doing nothing, and I've just been here chilling. I really just feel lonely and bored, I suppose. um, I like that though. 248 posts. Let me put that back. So to my left. Just to my left. I mean, everything else would be down here. That would be crazy, but you saw Nike. Saw Nike. Let me see something else. Let me see. before I do that. Let's see what that all-time VWAP look like. Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Let me just turn them all on. Let me see how much sense they make. Oof. That's what I was afraid of right there. Because I don't have anything else in here. If it loses that, then to come down here to my left. To my left, that's all I have. Let me see that again. Is Adobe doing that bad? Hmm. It's gonna be just like it's gonna be like this. So, might not want to touch it right now. Whoever the CEO for Nike is trying for Nike is trying to turn it around. I said I'm gonna buy it down here at 21.28, back down here at all-time VWAP 21.28. So I'm willing to buy that. Maybe she can make it turn around. They lost China market, so it's part of the problem with that. So back to that Adobe stuff. Adobe could do that. It's a good product though. Could do that. It loses here. Bitcoin is rolling. This is still going sideways in the same spot. Anyway. $5. A lot of people jumping back on that. Oh, strategy. I didn't even give you strategy, and I said I was going to give you strategy this morning. I didn't even give you strategy. Uh, I can't give you strategy while Bitcoin acting like this. All right. Strat. Anyway, Bitcoin is Bitcoining, but MicroStrategy right here. I had this little gap in here where it came in and filled the gap. And if you guys have seen my levels in here on Strat before, these are the same levels. No need to change anything. And when I posted on it, I was just saying maybe some sort of a slight rejection in here off of Strat. But when I look at the monthly time frame for strategy, it looks really nice. Uh, I've never really compared it to Bitcoin's price action. Um, I didn't even realize that we came back up this little trend line right here. But either way it goes, this is the resistance level right here, that 170.46. Through here, I don't really have, like, I treat this like you know, lower probability of rejections in here, even though you can see right here 1-2 times it did in between this space. But I can see strategy pushing up into this area right here around the 231, 240, 255. I can see it doing something like that, which, I mean, you would be thinking Bitcoin will go higher too, right? So looks pretty good in my opinion. And my thing is, like I said, I don't think that it just shoots up through here. I think you have some sort of resistance through here. This being the last level in here, just like when it dropped down into here, I told you this is the last level in here for Strat. And if Strat lost this level right here, personally, the way I do my mapping, I didn't see anything else for it. If it lost that, then it would come down into here. But it held like a champ right in there. It held like a champ right in there. So bounced away, and pretty much looking a lot like Bitcoin for the most part. But I like this. When I looked at it on the monthly time frame, let me turn those pivots off. I looked at it from here, what I admired about it is that this can just be corrective. Like MACD can just be looking to this is just the first rollover into here too, where it could just curve out, hold up, and come back up. It's been a pretty decent floor right here for Strat. For the most part, it's been a pretty decent floor. Like it either holds it or it drops below it and comes back up above it, one to two. But this has been a pretty solid floor for it in terms of momentum. Delta's already curving up, but this can just curve up right here. And all is good in the neighborhood. And I think I looked at what was it like right here on the R means right here. This looks fine, in my opinion. So right now that just a retracement back into the mean, that would put it back around the lows right here. Would put it right back in here. So that would be basically what I was saying about the those levels in here. I'll put it back over here with the pivots through here. That would be the lows in here. Pushing back into doing a mean reversion back into these lows. That'll be it right there. I've never bought strategy before, never traded strategy. I don't have any plans on trading strategy. If I was going to do it, then that would have been my chance right there to take it. Right here, I don't desire it. Right here. I don't see anything crazy in here either. Yep, I don't see anything crazy. Another good reason to stay positive on Bitcoin too. It's too sideways, so that's not gonna work for it. Maybe it'll come back down to about 152 and hold. Let's see how it lands with that. But pretty decent looking chart, Strat. All right, I'm just gonna go. I'm still gonna be watching this. If Bitcoin does start to trade below here, then odds are against us on the 1 hour time frame. It probably would imply this golden pocket right here. I think so. I think that it would imply that golden pocket, which is a little bit too far for me. And of course, that'd be a lower high into here, unless we're flagging out or something like that. So Might be that. It would have to be flagging out. I still subscribe to that up there. And of course, you already know about all the confluence right here with the value area high, mean reversion on daily. But below here, you lose your weekly. Y'all up under the weekly resistance, or what was prior resistance. You fall right back underneath it. So you can go back and look at that post that I did on it, but it doesn't look good if we come back down here. It just doesn't. So I'm assuming that that is what would happen if, like I said, if we lost this over here on the 1 hour. I'm assuming that that is what would happen. But right now, um, there's nothing much left there. Doesn't have to fill in the whole thing. But that does make more sense now that we have come in and filled in enough of it, because that was just crazy. It's crazy. There's nothing in here to imply that it was, it wasn't a breakaway gap or possibly exhaustion gap though, but it wasn't a breakaway gap. Exhaustion gaps can come back and get filled in quicker. Breakaway gap, you don't want to come back into those too fast, which is what we have at the low that everybody's hollering about, that gap down there, which is why we didn't come back to it again. That's why we did not go back to that, filling that gap at the low so fast, because it was a breakaway gap. And if you come back to it, then you failed to break away. That's just what that means. You failed to break away if you were to go back and fill that gap. So you got to know what your gaps are and understand the difference between them and the likelihood of it getting filled. But that's it. I don't see anything. I smell some food right now too, and it's smelling pretty good. So I'm gonna go grab me a bite to eat. Sorry, I thought it was gonna do a little bit something. It didn't do anything. I do need to cover stock market. So tomorrow, I'll take a look at a couple of things and see. And she. Strat holding up like a boss though. I think the chart looks good. Everybody jumping on the bandwagon of Microsoft right now. I don't know if you saw Microsoft. Why am I still yapping? I don't know. I don't know why I'm still yapping, but I am still yapping. Uh, I just didn't like it anymore. Remember, we were looking for a long position. Uh, I still don't like it. I'm still gonna be looking for lower. It may not be that right now, but I'm still gonna be looking for lower on this thing. Yeah, I mean, it did push up past my little resistance level right here, but let's see. I think I did that. Still looks like garbage to me. People jumping on it because it got that little bounce. Got that little bounce. I think I was trying to get it somewhere. I think I was trying to get it somewhere down in here. The red, yeah, I was trying to get it somewhere down in here, which is why I stopped out my drawings right here. I think it could do it, but that's just me. I think it could. All right, Google. Google. I'm tripping right now. Garbage. What's Intel doing right now? Yeah, I'm just bored. Let me go. Market is just that boring. I'm gonna do some analysis, I suppose. Yeah, again, if it doesn't hold here, I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's just correction. Doesn't look bad, but it is kind of cooked on that. It's cooked on that 1 hour. Yep. All right, love you guys. See you in the morning.